Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Had to sing the opera on you knuckles. Man, dog. It's just been like news after news after news. Now, okay, here we go. I had it right here. Give me a second, y'all. Oh man. Okay. Lloyd Pierce basically responds to the firing of what happened to him. My job is not to be best friends with these guys. Former Hawks coach Lloyd Pierce chose to speak to Michael Grady and Mitch Lawrence on Sirius XM NBA radio on Friday morning. Here is some of what Pierce, fired Monday, had to say about his 2.5-year tenure with the Hawks following his release by general manager Travis Slink. On how the conversation went with Slink, we were in the middle of a road trip. I spoke with our GM about being released and let go. For me, you understand the business. I'm pretty mild-mannered person in general. I try not to keep my highs too high and my lows too low. One of the things I shared with Travis is he is the guy who hired me. I mentioned in an article I did that at any point when this opportunity came. I would be ecstatic and at any point when it ended. I would be appreciative and thankful, especially of Travis, because he was the guy who believed in me. He was the guy who gave me the opportunity. I will never lose sight of that. So that was really the conversation for me with him at that moment. On whether he was surprised, the surprise element of it is you always want more. I'm a competitor. I'm a coach. You want more. You want to feel as though even despite a downtime, you are hoping that you can right the wrong, and with patience, with time, with opportunity. But there is no surprise on my part in terms of understanding that. It's just in the business. We saw Ryan Saunders get fired. You understand the nature of the business. They could have done it 2 years ago, a year ago. I would never be surprised. You just always want more as a coach. I kind of look at things like that all the time. What's the worst case scenario that can happen today? And you go through your mind and you try to prepare for overcoming the worst case scenario all the time. On his level of disappointment, not having the entire team healthy for a long stretch, that is the easy way of looking at it. That's the way people have looked at it for me. I've been a no excuse person the whole time. We prided ourselves on being a we mentality team. I tried to instill that in the guys, understanding the mentality of the next man up. In our case, it was the next man up, next men up. There were a lot of guys who were out. I think it's important to still maintain the same discipline that I was trying to instill in them. We can't make excuses of who is not here, and I have to coach who is here. I'm always going to put it on me, and I'm going to look at it that way. I don't care to make the excuse of injuries. It really sucks, to be honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks when you miss the guys you have. You have some ideas and plans on what you can do with the full roster, the versatility, the depth, the balance that you have at your disposal. I just didn't have it. Those were the cards that were dealt to me, and that's how it ended up. For me, it's still what could I have done better with the roster that I did have. I'll take that hit. I'll take that hit because it's only going to help me get better. Those guys will get better moving forward as they get healthier, and that's fine. It's good for them. For me, it's how could I have been better in the situation that I had. That's the only way I'll look at it. On his relationship with Trae Young and players in general, I think in any situation, and I've been an assistant coach my entire life until this job, one of the things I tried to do as often as I could was really just focus on the overall growth of the individual who I was coaching. Along those lines, it wasn't always based on me being a great relationship guy. I didn't want to be friends with everyone. I didn't want to be their best friend. I wanted to be a guy who was citing as many examples as we could. What I did on my staff is I put every assistant coach with the players. A number of my assistant coaches has a number of players who they were mainly responsible for. They spent the time watching film. They spent the time on the court with their pregame vitamins. They were the ones charged with having tremendous relationships. That's how it is pretty much with all NBA teams. How you divvy up the duties and responsibilities. So for any of our guys, and I don't want to point out Trey and make it a bigger deal than it is, for any of our guys, my job is to take all the hits. My job is also to get some of the credit. So if a relationship is strained, yeah, that's on me. If a guy is playing tremendous, I don't necessarily say that's on me as well. I like to deflect that and give that to the coach, which was working with that guy. DeAndre Hunter was just named to the Rising Stars game. Well, I'm going to give Matt Hill a ton of credit because he works with DeAndre Hunter. I'm not going to take that credit. I understand as the head coach is always going to be on me to make sure I put my guys, my staff in position to operate successfully. So the relationships aren't great. They are never going to be great. I'm the guy who has to pull the guy out of the game when he doesn't think he needs to come out. That's not going to be a great relationship all the time. I'm the guy who has to tell him move the basketball more. That's not going to be a great relationship. I have to make those. I tell our guys at the beginning of the year, 10 of you guys should be happy all year. 5 of you guys should be pissed at me all year. I can't play 15 guys, so you understand that before you even get going. And then the 10 that are out there, 5 of them will want the ball a little more. They are not going to be happy with me. 5 of them are going to be really ecstatic. So you go back and forth with that. But that isn't my job. My job is not to be best friends with these guys. My job is for them to understand me, to respect me, to know I have a plan and vision, and I got to get them to try to execute that. I think that anyone who has ever watched us play understands. I had a coach hit me up and say, you guys are always the hardest team to game plan for because you were organized. You ran stuff and you guys showed up and there was versatility and balance. That's my job. My job is to make sure that when we step on the court, we're prepared. We're organized. We're hard to guard. Other than that, you put them in position where they can make plays and you use their natural given talent and work ethic to succeed. Go ahead, Lloyd Pierce. There you go, giving the PC answer. Basically, what Lloyd Pierce is saying, and I'm going to translate it, you niggas is soft. You niggas are spoiled brats. You guys don't want to take constructive criticism because you had your thumb in your mouth since you was probably 8 or 9 years old. Your mama had a titty in your mouth for like 100 years and probably still got a titty in your mouth, and you guys can't take it. And not only that, I'm preaching structure, but no, you don't want to listen to the black guy. If it was a white pink coach who was probably the pinkest mother sucker I've ever goddamn seen, what I'm going to do is follow him because that's what's been embedded in my mind since slavery days, to follow the white guy. And since you dark-skinned it and I'm light-skinned it, nigga, I ain't got to listen to you, Lloyd Pierce. Lloyd Pierce like, look, little light-skinned ass nigga, you ain't playing no defense. You always taking these crazy shots. When you're supposed to move the ball, you're jacking up shots. You overprivileged, spoiled ass brat. First of all, if you give it to Collins more in the post and let Collins operate, we could win some games. If you soft-ass nookers weren't always hurt, we would win some games. I got to deal with all these people asking me, Lloyd, why isn't Trey getting the ball in this position? Why is John Collins not getting the ball in position? Why is John Collins upset about the contract situation? Nigga, I ain't his goddamn agent. I ain't the owner of GM. I'm not here to be your buddy. We not finna go drink. We're not finna go smoke together. F you. Do what you're supposed to do. And see, this is the problem with today's NBA. We got too many softies. Every day, Lloyd Pierce has to go out here deal with being as a black man, a dark-skinned brother at that. I don't want to hear you apologists talk about it. It has nothing to do with skin tone. Look at his record. Yes, it does. Because Luke Walton still got a goddamn job in Sacramento when he should have been fired last year or the year. He should have never got the job. Steve Kerr still has his job, and Golden State is in 9th seed. He should have been fired before the season started. Should have been fired last year when he showed you his punk ass couldn't coach. So it's a double standard. Don't give me that crap. Steve Clifford and with my Magic, they're struggling. They should be way better than what they are. You got an all-star in Vucevic. You got some good role players. Why are you losing? But you still got your job. I'm so sick and tired of this crap. You guys always blindly defend the pink guy, but Lloyd Pierce, who's trying to handle a bunch of spoiled little bitches, which they are. They're spoiled bitches. They're crybabies. You basically are giving them a pass. For what? Trae Young shoots the ball too damn much. He needs to move the ball a little more. I don't care if he put up a triple-double. Just because you got 11 assists doesn't mean you're making your team better. We've got to understand. Kobe Bryant played point guard early in his career when Phil came. Even before Phil, he would run it at times. Kobe would pass the ball, set up the offense, and move the ball. This is before Kobe started shooting up the ball a lot. He played in a set. Trae Young, he's been good. He's been having a decent year, but because your points aren't equating to wins, you're not making anybody better. John Collins basically is beefing with you because you're not giving him the ball a lot in certain spots. Defensively, you guys have been decent, but you could be better. You've had flashes, but when people get hurt, instead of you guys stepping up, you step down. And then the black guy has to take the blame and the fall for it. Lloyd Pierce is taking the high road because he's built with class. He is a leader. That is what a leader sounds like. You little punk ass biatches are nothing but a bunch of babies. Y'all are babies. This era is so damn soft. You can't say nothing to these young bucks, these little pups. Now I sound like an old man now. I sound like a mad old man out of place. I'm tired of you whippersnappers. Goddamn whippersnappers. Man, I'm just saying. You guys don't get... Lloyd Pierce should have had one more year to right the ship. You gave him a team of young guys. What do you expect? Now all of a sudden when you bring a white coach in, they're going to take off and ball out. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. They're going to have a white coach come in. They're going to brag about, look what the white coach is doing. Oh my God, look at how they're running sets. They were doing that before. The only difference is they're going to follow the pink guy. They don't want to follow the brother man. So stop it. I'm so tired of this travesty. I ain't going to say we need to change because that just sounds like a slogan. Look, we got to do better. We got to stop falling for this banana in the tailpipe and hold the ones who need to be held accountable, which are the players. Trae Young, let's see what Trae Young is averaging. Let's see what Trae Young is averaging. Because this is pissing me off. Let's see what he's averaging. Let's see what Trae Young is averaging. What the heck is this thing? Oh, God, my computer. Let's see what Trae Young is averaging, since he's getting a pass as always. Okay, Trae Young, this season, he is averaging 26 points, 4 turnovers a game, 1 steal a game, 9 assists, 4 rebounds a game. He's 88% from the free throw line. From the three-pointer, he's 38%. From the two-pointer, he's 46%, which is good. And he's attempting 7 threes a game, and he's attempting 11 twos a game. Now, his field goal percentage is 43%, and the reason is low is because he shoots a lot of threes. Field goal percentage doesn't mean if you're efficient or not. It just shows where the hell you're more effective at. So please stop telling me about it's about being efficient. No, it's about you making goddamn shots and making the right plays to make your team better. Nobody was following this percentage crap when Bill Russell was playing. But now you guys want to bring up a percentage. Fuck a percentage. If percentages mattered, Wilt Chamberlain should have 10 championships because he was very efficient. Kareem was very efficient. So stop it. So he has these numbers and they are not winning games. Trae Young has to learn to be a better leader when he's in the game and out the game. Sometimes his body language is very bad. You have to show more. You have to show more. And I'm tired of this crap. Lloyd Pierce should not have been fired. He still should be coaching right now. And let's see John Collins. Let's see what John Collins is doing. Since he crying a lot too, he's a pompous brat as well. All right, so John Collins is averaging 18 points, 1 block. He needs to have more blocks. 1 assist, that's fine. He's a big man. 8 rebounds. He needs to be averaging 10 rebounds. 6 defensive boards, 2 offensive boards, 85% from the free throw line. Great. His 2-point attempts, 10. He's 59%. 3-point percentage, he's 39%. He only attempts 4, which is the new NBA. He has a 54% field goal percentage. Good. He's played in 36 games, and Trae's only played in 34. So look, you guys are not winning because you guys aren't playing. Y'all not being unselfish. So what I'm looking from these numbers, you guys are not, it's not rub-off effect. It's not rubbing off on the other players. You guys have to look at yourself. Because the next coach you get, because I don't believe John Collins is going to be there. I believe they're going to put people around who want to play with Trae Young. John Collins and Trae Young are bumping heads. And I believe Lloyd Pierce was the scapegoat because them two can't get along. So thank you for listening. We are out. Deezy.